keep that knee in full extension. And then we're going to go hip flexion to the point of pain, dorsiflexion, relax the ankle, relax the hip. Hip flexion, dorsiflexion, relax, relax. And while we were resting, let's continue with our nerve gliding exercise demonstration. And right now, we are going to be working on the lumbar nerve roots to release tension in the lumbar nerve roots. And the way we're going to be doing that is we are going to be taking Braggard's test and turning the test into an exercise. I showed you guys the test a few days ago, so if you want to learn how exactly to perform it, you could go check that out. But the way that we do Braggard's test is it is a hip flexion test. So we go into hip flexion just shy of pain, and then we add dorsiflexion to see if the symptoms are reproduced. So we would go ahead and get into a supine position on the table, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways that we could do this. One to focus more on the proximal portion of the nerve, one more distally, and then one we're just going to go ahead and do the test. So with regard to the actual test, the first part that we would want to do is normally we would just stop just shy of pain, but for the exercise, we're going to go just until we get that response. And what we want to do is go into hip flexion until we get to the point of pain and do 3 to 5 repetitions. And then ask yourself, are my symptoms getting better, worse, or staying the same? If your symptoms are getting worse or staying the same, stop immediately. There's no need to continue. We don't want to exacerbate your symptoms. However, if they've gotten better, we're going to perform 20 repetitions of hip extension with a knee fully extended and a relaxed ankle. That's if we want to work proximally. If we want to work distally, what we could do is we could go ahead and we could incorporate the ankle as well. So what we would do is go into hip flexion. And then once we've done the hip flexion, we want to go just shy of pain. And we are going to add dorsiflexion, do 3 to 5 repetitions. And then ask yourself, have my symptoms gotten better, worse, or stayed the same? If your symptoms have gotten worse or stayed the same, you are going to stop immediately. No need to continue the exercise. We don't want to exacerbate your symptoms. However, if they've gotten better, we are going to continue. So we are going to flex the hip with the knee fully extended, right just shy of pain, and then while maintaining this position, do 20 repetitions of dorsiflexion. Another way that we could do this is we could work at both ends. We could work proximally and distally. So what we would want to do is combine the 2 that we just did. With a fully extended knee, we are going to go into hip flexion, dorsiflexion. So we want to go right up to the point of pain. So we're going up to the point of pain, adding dorsiflexion, relaxing, coming back. We would do that 3 to 5 times. And then ask yourself, are my symptoms getting better, worse, or staying the same? If they are getting worse or staying the same, stop immediately. There is no need to continue the exercise. We don't want to exacerbate your symptoms. However, if your symptoms have gotten better, we're going to perform it as an exercise. So keep that knee in full extension. And then we're going to go hip flexion to the point of pain, dorsiflexion, relax the ankle, relax the hip. Hip flexion, dorsiflexion, relax, relax. We're going to do 20 repetitions. And that is how we would turn Braggard's test into a nerve gliding exercise. During the next rest period, we are going to go ahead and we are going to start working on the femoral nerve. But for right now, our rest period is up. It is time for set number 4. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.